everyone, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques Restoration. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to get that gray weathered look on restored furniture pieces. It's super easy, just takes a little patience to perfect your technique, but I'll have you making this type of look on your furniture in no time. So what we're first going to do is we're going to be working on, I have like this buffet sideboard right here that I've been working on. This is a really old piece, and what I plan to do is sand the top, sand the drawers, and give it my signature driftwood look. That's a video for a whole different day, but we'll get to that in due time. But what I'm going to show you what I'm doing to the base of the piece and to the cupboard, these are like cabinet drawers that open. I did a weathered gray look is what I call it, and I'm going to show you guys how to get that look. It's just 3 different paint colors, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the same thing that I did right here on the front cabinet door. I'm going to do it here on the side. So I'm going to reposition my camera and you guys can watch me how I create the gray weathered look. Okay guys, I'm down on the ground. I'm going to show you guys how to get the gray weathered look on a piece of furniture. So what you first want to do is you need to clean and prep your piece first. I use a great product called, called Crud Cutter. I love this stuff. So even if you buy paint, I don't care what type of paint you get, chalk paint, mineral paint, brand name, off-brand, mist tint, whatever, when you get a piece of furniture, you have to clean it and prep it before you paint. I know all these paint companies say no prep work required. If you want the paint to adhere to a surface, you gotta clean it. You gotta get that gunk off. So I recommend Crud Cutter. I really like it. You just spray it on, let it sit for a couple minutes, and then wipe it off. Some pieces I do sand beforehand, some I don't, depending on the finish again. This one really didn't have much of a finish on it, so I didn't sand it. What I did do is I applied already my first color. So I did a white color. You can pick any type of white color shade that you want. Just put a light white color on first. And if you've noticed, this is more of a dry brushing technique. Do you see that I didn't fully paint solid the white on the piece of furniture? We're going for a rustic weathered look here. So you're not going to be slapping on a full layer of white paint, okay? So your second color that you want to put on for the rustic weathered look is you're going to do a light gray color. I love Valspar paint. It works for me. This color is called, what is it? Granite Dust. I love that name. I got my Klingon brush here. This is my Klingon. This is the F50. I really like their flat brushes. So I'm going to push this back so you guys can see it. So once again, I've already put my white on, and now I'm going to put my light gray on. And again, I'm kind of just dry brushing my colors on. Don't really have to be super perfected on the way you apply your paint for this rustic look, okay? So I'm just layering it on. You can see how fast I'm putting it on. I want some of my bare wood to show through. So you can see along right here, I've got some of that wood still peeking through, and that's fine. What I love about this look is that it really goes with a lot of people's home decor here in New England. A lot of people love their grays and whites here. So I love to create this look on a lot of pieces, and especially match it up with my signature driftwood look that I do on a lot of my pieces. That's when I sand a surface and I do my driftwood look on the top and usually the drawer fronts. So again, this light gray color is called Granite Dust. And you can see here, I'm not being perfect with the way I'm applying my paint. So I first added my white color Now I'm going to do my light gray, and my third color will be a medium shade of gray that'll add a little more depth than we're already creating. And again, I'm kind of just dry brushing this on here. I'm not using much paint at all. But I do notice, if you notice how I paint, I'm making sure I'm bringing my brush strokes one end to the other. I don't stop midway. That way I'm making sure I'm getting all my edges too. Make sure you go into all these edges when you're doing a look, because you do want it to look somewhat cohesive. You don't want your paint lines to stop right here and you're not getting in the corners. I love dry brushing. It adds a lot of dimension to a piece. There's always a time and a place to paint a piece a solid color, and then there's a time and a place to do more of a dry brushing, rustic look. So I'm done with my second color already. That went really, really fast. So my white is on, my light gray is on. Now I'm gonna go for my last color, which is that medium gray. And I'm doing another Klingon brush here. This is my F40. It's a little smaller. So once again, I'm gonna start layering it on the top and just lightly getting this darker gray color on. Now, once I'm done with all of this, I'm going to let all these paint colors dry, and then I'm just gonna lightly sand it with 150 grit sandpaper. I hand sand it. You can see how fast this process goes here. I'm already putting my third color on. Again, I'm getting into those corners. I need more of my gray. I'm running out of my favorite gray color. I think this one's called Cathedral Stone. I'd have to look at the label. Again, you can see I put it in the corner and I drag it from one side to the other. I didn't get this long strip here yet, so let me get that. Again, this is more of a dry brushing. Can you guys see it? Okay, I have this area left to do. I never know how much my paint details are being picked up on the camera. But I'll definitely do a close-up shot once I'm done here, applying the rest of this darker gray color. I find this look looks the best on pieces where the wood is kind of dried out, if that makes sense. Where the wood has some nooks and crannies where, you know, there's wood knots and the wood has a texture to it. Hope I'm making sense with that. So I don't really do this look on really, really smooth wood. I do it with wood that already has some character that I can bring out and highlight with it. Okay, you guys, I think that is it. So what I'll also do too is I'll look up in here on these edges and just make sure got paint up in there as well. Okay, I am liking it. So once my paint dries, once this all dries, I will go over it and distress it just lightly. I will take a felt block. If you don't have a felt block, get yourself a felt block. What I love about a felt block is when you wrap sandpaper around it, it keeps your sandpaper nice and level. If you do just this with your hands with sandpaper, you notice your fingers back there, it's just not, your pressure won't be as level and as even. So that's why I love my felt block. They're very cheap. And so I'm gonna wrap 150 grit sandpaper around my felt block once this is dry, and I'm gonna go around and I'm going to just lightly sand it. What that's going to do, the reason why you put that light color on first, the white color, when you go over it and sand it, that's gonna start to peek through even more. So then you're gonna really create some dimension. You're gonna see more of that light white color and the light gray come through over that dark gray, and that's really what creates that weathered look that we want. So I'll go along the edges as well, maybe get some of that natural wood to peek through as well. So here's the front cabinet door. Hope you guys can see this. So I might go through here and sand it even a little more. So the areas where it's like really dark gray, I might sand that more so the white peeks through so it doesn't look so blocky. So that's what you're gonna have to do with your look as well. You'll have to go back over and go, okay, this looks natural, that looks forced, that looks like I did put too much gray in that area. And you'll know as you perfect your technique where you need to sand more and maybe where you need to add a little more paint. You just go with it. So there's really no right or wrong way to do this. You'll get a feel for it with your piece. So I hope this short video has been informative on how to create the weathered look on a piece of furniture. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section, and I hope to see you guys around real soon. Okay guys, my paint has dried. It went faster than I anticipated, the drying time. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I distress it. Why not, huh? All right, so I have my felt block. I have 150 grit sandpaper wrapped around it, and I'm gonna go around to those areas. I'm just gonna lightly sand it. So I'm paying attention to the edging. I want some of that natural wood to peek through. And in the area where I see it's like more solid gray, like right in this area here, 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 and along here, biscuit down. Biscuit down. You want to say hi? Biscuit's jumping on furniture when he shouldn't be. Hello, boo-boos. How are you? Hello. All right, so I'm going to continue sanding. So my goal here with sanding is to make the look more cohesive. I don't want it to look like, oh, she just put a blob of dark gray paint over there. I want my white to show through. I want that light gray to show through as well. I want all the colors to be exposed. And if you sand too much and you get a big, I don't know, exposed area of natural wood that you didn't want, no biggie. Just go back in and just retouch it up with paint. this, I'm probably going to apply a clear wax, and then I'm going to apply a dark wax because I want it to have even more of an aged look. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to put dark wax like specifically in all these corners and along the edges, because I want to give this even more dimension than what it has, okay? So I'll make sure at the end of this video to show the final photos of this piece so you can see what it looks like when I get done with that. Thanks again, you guys, for watching my videos. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do. You'll find the subscribe button at the lower right-hand corner of the screen when the video is in a full screen mode. Until next time, we'll see you guys.